Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Prehistoric Speculation, where today we're going to be talking a bit about chaos theory. So, yeah, this is a quick intro, but before we get into it, please remember to leave a like and subscribe. I do this sort of thing once or twice every week, so yeah, if you're interested in that, please subscribe. So, over the last couple months, the last couple weeks in particular, we've started to see more and more revealed about the new features that are coming in Jurassic World Evolution 2 that weren't in Jurassic World Evolution. The exception to this, however, has been Chaos Theory mode. We have seen nothing of this, other than the little clip at the end of the Jurassic World Evolution 2 gameplay trailer in which we saw the San Diego arena. That's really all we've seen, but it's some new major game mode in the thing, and it's sort of, I understand why they keep holding it back. It's like a huge announcement that they'll show at the end of it. I'm imagining it to be very exciting. So naturally, I've been wondering a lot about what some of the new scenarios will be, and I'm not alone in that. A user on Reddit by the name of U/Geiger Jr. has decided to have his own go at making some scenarios for Jurassic World Evolution 2. He's made 6 scenarios, all of which I think are really cool. So yeah, full credit to him in this. I might even put the post down in the subscription. But yeah, so yeah, really cool work. It's some really nice scenarios, really interesting stuff, so good job to you. I'm just covering this in a video because I do really like the ideas. And these are sort of the best things I couldn't come up with something as good as these in my own head, so I'm just going to use these instead. So, yeah, the first one is called A Walk in the Park. This is one we'd expect to see. This is sort of a standard one almost. This is one of the less out there ones that he's got on this list. 6, by the way. I'll read out the briefing for each of these. You'll see it on the screen as well, but you know. Today is the day. The group of scientists selected by the board to evaluate the safety of the park has arrived, and their tour starts shortly. All parks have problems, and Jurassic Park is no exception. But today must be perfect. No pressure, manager, but our lives are in your hands. Good luck. So yeah, this is basically the standard Jurassic Park one. It's basically what Returns to Jurassic Park was almost, but you have to prepare for the arriving guests, Ian Malcolm and all of them, Alan Grant, Ellie Sattler, all of them, they're arriving and you have to prepare for them, make sure no dinosaurs escape, deal with any sabotages, make sure dinosaur visibility is good, and just make sure they don't die, because that would be a bit of a bummer. But yeah, just keeping them safe and that sort of thing. So yeah, it's a nice way to combine a story element with the gameplay aspects as well. All of these, the person who's made this has also added some rewards, which I really like the idea of, that if you complete this to full completion, maybe 5 starring the Chaos Theory, that you'll get a reward. For this one, it's the 1993 skin pack. I really like the way this is done, where it separated the skin pack and the scenery and decorations into 2 separate things, because for each of the Jurassic Park films, there were 2 scenarios. So one of the scenarios has the skin pack, the other one has the scenery and buildings pack, which I really like. It's a nice way to separate the 2. Yeah, so that was a really cool one. It's one of the more standard of them, but it's still very cool. Scenario 2, Time to Evolve. Our dwindling bottom line clearly indicates that the dinosaurs are no longer enough to attract guests. Fearsome competition from other amusement parks and rumours of Biosim preparing to launch their own biological attractions leaves us no choice but to make major adjustments to the park. Proceed to your duties immediately and consult with Dr. Wu regarding the Project Chimera. So, this is basically all about creating new assets for your Chaos Theory mode. This involves you'll end up having to make the aviary, the lagoon, and eventually the Indominus Rex. This takes place in 1999, so this is 6 years after the original Jurassic Park, but it's still the same park. So it's just showing that if Jurassic Park wasn't interrupted by all of the breakouts and all of the scenarios and stuff of the film, that it could have really advanced a lot quicker. And this is sort of it showing getting the aviaries and Pteranodons back in 1999, way before Jurassic World ever existed. And then at the end, you may even get the Indominus Rex, which I think is a really cool idea. Maybe not the Indominus Rex specifically, but something like that would also be really cool. This one comes with the 1993 building and scenery pack, so yeah, that's pretty cool. So, Scenario 3, The Hunt. This one basically takes place in the events of Jurassic Park The Lost World, where they're hunting down all the dinosaurs to capture them and, you know, move them to San Diego, basically, which is the second part of this Jurassic Park 2 scenario thing, but we'll start with this one. The 1993 incident has left the company on a verge of bankruptcy. In order to save InGen, we have to act fast and without hesitation. You were chosen to personally manage the asset reallocation operation on Site B. Don't be afraid, no matter what you're doing to encounter on the island, it can't be more dangerous than the investors we are trying to satisfy. So yeah, this is another really cool one. This is basically just the plot of Jurassic Park 3, very similar to what we saw, or Jurassic Park 2, sorry. sort of similar to what we saw with Return to Jurassic Park, the DLC for the first game. This is just sort of going back to that scenario and sort of redoing it in a successful way, obviously unlike what we saw in the film where everyone gets eaten, as is the theme of the Jurassic films. Yeah, this one will come with the 1997 skin pack, so that'll be pretty cool. And yeah, it's just, again, all of these are they're really well designed, the graphics on them are really nice, they're really well thought out. Some of the ones that are a bit later are a lot more imaginative as well. So yeah, it's just a lot of really, really cool stuff in this, and again, thank you very much to Geiger Jr. for doing this. It's really well done. So, Scenario 4, welcome to San Diego. The asset reallocation operation was a success, but our work on rebuilding Jurassic Park has only begun. The facility is far from being complete, and the public is already concerned about safety flaws and unsatisfactory welfare of the animals. We require your expertise to deal with these issues. Don't disappoint. So the objectives of this one, which are a bit different, these aren't the sort of thing we saw in the film, this is something completely different. This is open Jurassic Park San Diego. Ensure that all assets are at maximum comfort level. Avoid any sabotages. No guest deaths are allowed during the mission, so that's interesting. Any deaths will result in a failure. And achieve the 4-star rating. So again, sort of basic things, but yeah, it would be really cool to be able to set up a San Diego park. It would be the earliest, it would be cool to build a mainland park, which we are going to do in the campaign, but to do that with Jurassic Park theming only and back in that sort of era would be really nice to see. It'd also be interesting to see whether Jurassic Park 2, 3, 1, 2 and 3 have all different themings, or whether the theming between them is all very similar or not, because we never really see what Jurassic Park 3 would have looked like if it was an actual park, because that wasn't really what the film was about. But if they built a park in that era, whether it would look the same, whether it would look slightly different or something like that. But yeah, this again a really cool one. This would come with the 1997 Building and Scenery pack. So, moving on to a couple more interesting ones. These ones you don't actually play as InGen, which is a really interesting take on it and something I think is really cool. So, briefing. Our informants have confirmed that due to the recent toughening of dinosaur cloning regulations and acquisition negotiations with Masrani Global Corp, all InGen staff has abandoned their facilities on Isla Sorda. It's a perfect opportunity to gather more intel on InGen's technology and reverse engineer the cloning process, but we need your help to access the compound. We hope you're more capable than InGen employees we dealt with in the past. So this is basically you acting as an undercover InGen employee for Biosyn in order to get out information so they can build their own creatures and compete with InGen in like the park in the park area. So yeah, you would have to restore power to the compound, ensure safety of Biosyn agents, require 100% DNA of at least 5 species, successfully incubate the Spinosaurus. So yeah, I think this is a really interesting take, playing as Biosyn. That's something I think we've not been missing, but it would have been really awesome to see. It would be really awesome to see, especially since Biosyn will be playing such a big role in Jurassic World Dominion. If there's Chaos Theory to do with that, I expect them to show up in that as well. But yeah, Chaos Theory is just a really awesome. It's just awesome, the whole thing. And Biosyn, seeing them in it would be even cooler. So the last one is you play as Masrani Global, not Biosyn, not InGen. This is the transition from the Jurassic Park to the Jurassic World era, and Masrani Global's sort of overtaking of InGen. Briefing. Masrani Global Corporation is happy to officially announce the acquisition of InGen. Your first assignment under the new management is to take care of the assets still remaining on Site B. You'll work with Vic Hoskins to ensure a safe transfer of all herbivores to Isla Nublar and full liquidation of all species deemed dangerous to the public. We are looking forward to working with you, manager. So this is a really awesome one. We might even get to see Vic Hoskins, which would be really cool, and maybe even Masrani himself, some characters coming back for that. So yeah, it'd be really cool to see maybe the backstories of Claire and Owen of when they first started or something, when they were young, and they just got to see their first dinosaur and stuff like that. That'd be really awesome to see. Yeah, this one is basically very similar to the Jurassic Park 3 scenario, in where you have to capture all the dinosaurs and then set up a functioning park somewhere else, probably in the Jurassic World theming, as this would be the transition from Jurassic Park to Jurassic World, the new park basically, the renovation of the Jurassic franchise. So yeah, this has been Geiger Jr.'s Chaos Theory scenario list, so yeah, good job to Geiger. There's some really cool ideas. I hope you don't mind that I sort of used them in this video, but you know, I thought they were too good to not give some publicity, because they didn't, on the subreddit for Jurassic World Evolution, they weren't hugely popular. I don't see why. They were really well made. I thought it was a really cool thing. So yeah, thank you for making them, and yeah, if you've enjoyed, please remember to leave a like and subscribe. It really does help me out. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.